All right, let's talk about one of the most powerful things in pop culture, the love song. It's a genre that feels so simple on the surface, right? But it's actually this incredible mirror that reflects our most complicated feelings, our biggest fears, and yeah, how relationships themselves are always changing. So what really makes a modern love song tick? You just have to start here, don't you? With the absolute peak of the classic love song. This one line from Whitney Houston, it's the gold standard. It represents this perfect ideal of a love that's timeless, powerful, and totally unconditional. It's pure, and it promises forever. And then there's this. Fast forward 30 years, and Sam Smith and Kim Petras drop a #1 hit about cheating that is just messy, blunt, and super complicated. I mean, it is a universe away from those sweeping promises. It's showing us a side of love and lust that's all about the thrill of the forbidden moment, not some vow for eternity. But here's the thing. No matter how we sing about it, love is still the absolute king of the music charts. Just look at this number. Almost 10%, 9.6% of all songs that have ever hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 have the word love right in the title. It's the one topic we just can't seem to stop singing about.
Okay, so to really get a handle on where we are now, we gotta go back to the beginning, back to the foundation of it all, the fairy tale.
For decades, really, the most popular love songs followed this powerful, unwritten formula. Think of the Bee Gees or Boys to Men. Their songs were built on these huge romantic ideals. We're talking sweeping declarations of unconditional love, this idea that love can conquer anything, and, of course, the promise of a perfect, happily ever after end. The whole story was about escape and just getting completely lost in another person. Like Taylor Swift sings here, "Romeo, take me somewhere we can be alone." It's all about creating this private world inside your relationship, totally separate from everything else. Your partner wasn't just part of your life. In a way, they were your life. And that theme, it powered hit after hit after hit. Which, of course, leads to a pretty big question. We all know real-life love isn't always a fairy tale. So, when did our music finally start to admit that there were cracks in that perfect, shiny fantasy? Well, that big change didn't start with a bang. It started with a whisper of doubt. The first major shift wasn't about some dramatic betrayal. It was about that internal anxiety, that deep insecurity that can sneak into even the best relationships. You hear it so clearly from artists like SZA. She gave a voice to that quiet, nagging feeling of just not being good enough. In Drew Barrymore, she's basically asking if she's warm enough for her partner, as if her entire self-worth is hanging on his approval. And Pink? She took that internal struggle and turned the volume way up. She sang about fighting a war against the mirror, this constant battle where you feel like you're your own worst enemy, and you haven't even figured out who you are yet. And wow, this one really shows you how deep this theme runs. I mean, even Beyoncé, on a powerhouse album like Lemonade, gives us this incredibly raw moment of insecurity. In the middle of all the righteous anger, she explores that impulse to blame herself for her partner cheating, and as one critic perfectly put it, squishing her pride to a pulp. So, that feeling of insecurity, that feeling that something's missing, where does that lead? Well, a lot of the time it leads to temptation. And that brings us to one of the most powerful themes in the history of music, forbidden love. Now, what's so interesting here is that forbidden love isn't just one simple idea. You've got two very different flavors. On one side, you have the star-crossed lovers, right? It's them against the world, fighting society or their families to be together. But on the other side, you have secret infidelity. That's a betrayal from within. One is a fight for love, the other is a betrayal of it. And musicians have explored every single angle of this. You've got that defiant star-crossed romance in Taylor Swift's Love Story. Then there's the deep, soulful pain of a hidden affair in Billy Paul's classic Me and Mrs. Jones. Stevie Wonder somehow makes the logistics of cheating sound almost fun and upbeat in Part-Time Lover. And of course, Whitney Houston captures the absolute heartbreak of waiting for a man who's already taken and saving all my love for you. So, the line has been crossed. What happens next? Well, the fallout becomes its own epic story, creating songs that explore everything from fiery revenge to fierce, unwavering loyalty. And nobody, perfected the revenge anthem quite like country music. This was a huge deal. It was a shift where female characters went from just quietly suffering to taking matters into their own hands. In Carrie Underwood's Before He Cheats, she doesn't just get sad. She gets a Louis Slugger and makes damn sure he knows he messed up. But then you've got the complete opposite reaction, which is just as powerful. The rise of the anti-cheating anthem. Andy Grammer's huge hit Honey, I'm Good is a full-on celebration of monogamy. It's a song about staring temptation right in the face and choosing to stay loyal, not because you have to, but because you genuinely love the person waiting for you at home.
So you take all these threads, the idealism, the insecurity, the infidelity, the aftermath, and you weave them all together. That's what shapes the sound of love today. But what does that big picture actually look like? Well, for that, let's turn to the data.
Some researchers did this massive deep dive. They looked at 50 years of lyrics from Billboard hits to see how the actual emotional vibe of our most popular music has changed. And the results? They're pretty striking.
First off, they found that language related to stress has gone way, way up. It's simple, really. Our pop songs have become a lot more anxious over the last 5 decades. You can just see that clear, steep climb from the early 70s right up to today.
And it's not just stress, it's negativity in general. The overall emotional feeling of our biggest songs has trended downwards. You can see how the joy and optimism that used to be so common have slowly but surely been replaced by more sadness and anger.
And the final piece of this puzzle? Our lyrics have gotten way simpler and more repetitive. The data shows this clear drop in how complex our songwriting is. We've moved towards more direct, easy-to-digest language, and that trend line has been sloping down for 50 straight years.
So, what's the bottom line here? When you put it all together, the anatomy of a modern love song looks totally different from what it used to be. That sweeping, complex, romantic ballad, it's largely been replaced by something that's more anxious, more negative, and lyrically a whole lot more direct.
And that leaves us with one last big thought. If our music really is a mirror, if it's reflecting our society back at us, what does this new, starker picture of love say about the relationships we're building, and maybe about the future we're all headed towards?